Sarin gas in Tokyo, a dark day in Japan's history. On March 20th, 1995, members of Aum Shinrikyo let out sarin gas on 5 trains across 3 Tokyo subway lines. These lines were chosen because they ran through Kasumikaseki, where Japan's main government offices are. Sarin is a deadly nerve gas that can kill by paralyzing the muscles used for breathing. Aum Shinrikyo members carried liquid sarin in plastic bags onto crowded trains and made holes in the bags, letting out the gas. As the gas spread, people began to fall and struggle to breathe. Some even lost their sense of sight. Fear spread through the subway as people tried to escape. 14 people died as a result of the attack. More than 6,000 people were affected, with many people passing out or vomiting. Authorities quickly linked the attack to Aum Shinrikyo. It led to a search of their headquarters and the arrest of Asahara and other key members. They were sentenced to death in 2004 and executed in 2018. This terrible attack left deep, lasting pain on Japan. As we approach its 30th anniversary, the world offers Japan its condolences and hopes such an event never happens again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And it is day 2 of our look at the Aum Shinrikyo Japanese cult sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway. This happened way back in 1995. Very long time ago, but still a very upsetting and shocking event in the history of Japan, and especially Tokyo. If you've ever been there, you know how busy the metro or the subway system in Tokyo is. So you can imagine if someone did any kind of terrorist attack, really, on the Tokyo subway, that could be a terrible, terrible disaster. And in this case, it was a Japanese cult led by a very strange man named Asahara Shoko. Have you ever seen a picture of this guy?
I know.
He's like all
creepy.
hair.
I know.
Yeah, he's all hair. And of course, he was, leading people into disaster. He was lying to people, telling them he was a prophet, telling them he could save their lives and save the world. Of course, he was just controlling people's minds and, getting them, I think, most likely to give him money and things like that. And when his group, Aum Shinrikyo, this religious cult he started, when they didn't win some elections, this upset their leader, Asahara Shoko, and he decided to attack innocent people in the Tokyo subway system. So that's what we're going to be reading about today. This is a very sad story, a very upsetting story, but of course it is history. It did happen not long ago, so it is, our responsibility to know about this kind of stuff and to remember it, so we make sure that if we can do anything, it will never, ever happen again. So let's find out what happened way back in 1995. It says on March 20th, 1995, members of Aum Shinrikyo let out sarin gas on 5 trains across 3 Tokyo subway lines. So it was obviously a very planned attack. It wasn't just one person. No, they had people in 5 different trains, 3 different subway lines. That would be like the blue line or the yellow line, the green line like we have here in Taipei. And they used sarin gas, which is not a natural thing. This was developed, I'm not sure if it was developed by the Americans or the Russians back in the 1950s or 60s to be used as a weapon of war. This is something that you might have seen, people in a James Bond movie, saying, I'm going to use sarin gas. It kind of attacks your whole body. It can kill people. It can blind people. It can leave them paralyzed. It attacks your brain and your nerves. And it really, really messes up your body. Even if it doesn't kill you, it can hurt you and damage your body for the rest of your life.
Oh my God. I feel so bad for those people that were on the train.
Completely innocent people.
And the thing is, where did they get the gas?
Good question.
所以 let out something 呢，这边出现就是放出、释放，尤其是指气体或者是液体。Sarin 就是沙林毒气。所以呢，1995年3月20号的时候，奥姆真理教的成员啊，在东京地铁的3条路线5列列车上面释放沙林毒气，听起来就觉得很可怕。
All right, so a sarin gas attack on 3 different Tokyo subway lines. Why 3 or why those 3? It says These lines were chosen because they ran through Kasumigaseki, where Japan's main government offices are. Ooh, okay. So this would sort of be like attacking, the area around Taipei Main Station, and the president's office is near there, and the Lifa Yuan is near there. That kind of, place in the city where a lot of the government workers and government offices are. I assume Kasumigaseki is also where the Japanese Diet is, which is the name of their parliament, like the Lifa Yuan here in Taipei. So they were really going for government people, government workers, and, well, anyone in the area.
Right, 所以其实为什么挑了这些路线呢？因为他们经过了峡关，峡关这个地方也就是日本主要政府机构的所在地。
All right, so it says sarin is a deadly nerve gas that can kill by paralyzing the muscles used for breathing. Nerves, these are parts of our bodies. These are basically the message senders in the body. When you touch something hot, your brain goes, ow, that's hot. But your brain is not in your fingers, right? You touch the pot with your fingers, but your brain now knows that your fingers are very hot and in pain. That's because of your nerves. So these send electrical impulses around your body, and it's how your body runs things. It's how your body knows what's going on. Anytime you move your arms or legs or blink your eyes, your nerves are responsible for sending messages from your brain to your muscles to do things. For example, Barry damaged a nerve in his hand, and now he can't feel his thumb. Yeah, if you've ever had nerve damage, it kind of leads you to sort of not feel parts of your body, but generally it will get better after a short while. But if you can't breathe, that is something much more serious, because breathing, as I said, is bringing air into your lungs and pushing it back out. I am breathing. You know I'm alive. I am breathing air into my body. That air has oxygen. The oxygen goes in my blood, and the oxygen in the blood keeps all the different parts of my body alive. So breathing is very, very important. And unless you are swimming underwater, you should probably try to breathe whenever you feel like it. Otherwise, you could be in trouble. For example, after climbing the stairs to the 7th floor, Phyllis was breathing very quickly. She was tired.
Deadly 就是很致命的嘛，那老师刚刚一直在讲 nerve 它就是神经的意思，所以我们今天文章中出现的 nerve gas 它就是神经的毒气。那我们常常英文会说 get on someone's nerves， 这是口语常见，就是让人家觉得很烦不耐烦。比如说 the constant noise from the construction site is really getting on my nerves， 让我觉得很烦躁。所以 paralyze 它就是瘫痪的意思哦，所以呢他们会瘫痪你的肌肉，那我们就是呼吸的肌肉会被瘫痪的意思。Breathe 就是呼吸的意思哦，所以你吸入什么东西，我们可以说 It's important breathing fresh air to stay healthy。那要小心，这是动词嘛，名词是 breath， 发音是不一样的。所以在我们文章中讲到的沙林，它就是一个致命的神经毒气，它可以通过瘫痪呼吸肌肉致人死亡，是个非常可怕的气体。
All right, let's get back to the article. It says Aum Shinrikyo members, these are members of the cult, who carried out the attack. So Aum Shinrikyo members carried liquid sarin in plastic bags onto crowded trains and made holes in the bags, letting out the gas. Plastic is something that is everywhere, all around us in the modern world. It's not natural. Of course, we make plastic. It's based on oil, basically. But plastic is wonderfully cheap to make. It's strong. We can make it in any shape or size. It lasts a long time. But as we all know, it's really bad for the environment. It doesn't break down in the environment like paper or wood or things like that. Even glass would break down faster. So plastic can be very poisonous to the earth and to living things like humans and animals and stuff. But yes, a lot of things that we have, from your shoes to your phone to many other things in between, can be made of plastic. For example, just as he sat on the old plastic chair, Ron heard a loud crack and the chair broke. Oh, that is old plastic.
所以 plastic 就是塑胶制的 plastic bag 就是塑胶袋，所以我们可以说 Please avoid using plastic bags for environmental reasons 为了保护环境，我们尽量不要使用塑胶袋。所以教团的成员呢，他们就把液态的沙林装在塑胶袋中，带上拥挤的列车，然后用尖物刺破袋子去释放毒气。
All right, so suddenly on the train, people start to breathe in this very poisonous chemical. It says as the gas spread, people began to fall and struggle to breathe. The people nearest to the plastic bags, of course, got affected first. They got the biggest amount of this gas, so they probably got affected or even died very quickly. They're falling over. They're struggling to breathe. I'm not sure if you can see it, if it would be like a smoky, foggy type of thing, or just you wouldn't see anything. It could be invisible like oxygen or other types of gas, right? So that could be terrifying. Imagine if that happened. And some even lost their sense of sight. You can't run away if you don't know where to run. So you're on this train, all of a sudden you go blind, you can't breathe, people are screaming. What a horrifying scene that must have been.
真的，所以呢 sense of sight 就是视力哦。那这些毒气就开始蔓延，大家就开始倒地，呼吸困难，甚至失去了视力，非常的严重。
Now, fear spread through the subway as people tried to escape. Again, I think we can imagine this. I mean, there's been a few times in the Taipei MRT that someone with a knife has, gone crazy or had, some kind of problem and tried to, hurt people. Imagine if it was a gas that you can't see. You don't know where you're being hurt from. You don't know what's going on. Maybe you've gone blind. People are screaming, pushing each other out of the way. People fall down and get stepped on. I mean, just a horrible thing. And 14 people, it says, died as a result of the attack. I think they showed that a lot of the people who died were very close to where the gas was released because it quickly sort of spread around in the air because of, fans and air conditioning. But the people who were right there got the most amount, and so, of course, they died.
As a result of something 就是由于什么，我们后面加一个名词，所以当下呢发生的时候，地铁内充满了恐惧，大家当然很害怕，就开始逃了嘛。但是袭击呢，还是导致了14个人死亡。
All right, so 14 people died. You would maybe think, well, that's not a huge number, and yes, maybe not, but more than 6,000 people were affected, with many people passing out or vomiting. So everyone on the train, everyone in the station, and as I said, maybe it even got picked up by the air conditioning system, and some of this gas got spread even further away. So 6,000 people ended up going to the hospital. People were passing out. That's like fainting, right? When not enough oxygen comes to your brain, you can faint or pass out, or vomiting when your body has been poisoned or you eat bad food. You throw up the food. Your body is trying to get rid of that thing that is making it sick.
所以呢，我们在这边看到今天的文法，赶快来看一下吧。With 后面加受词跟受词补语，它是用于描述伴随着主要子句发生的动作或状态。那受词补语呢，通常是形容词，我们多以现在分词跟过去分词的方式呈现。那我们来解释一下两者的使用时机哦。像我们文章刚刚老师的句子，它的 with 后方受词的动作，如果是主动语态或持续进行的动作，那我们就要使用现在分词哦。比如说呢，我们刚刚的句子 more than 6,000 people were affected， 其实它就是本身一个句子，后面出现的 with many people passing out or vomiting， 它是另外一个句子，它其实就是代表说 many people passed out or vomited。所以原先的主动语态呢，它过去是 passed 跟 vomited， 我们这边改成了现在分词 passing 跟 vomiting。那我们看另外一个很像的句子，比如说 The children played in the park. Their parents watched them closely. 那其实你把它变成一个句子就可以了。The children played in the park with their parents watching them closely. 那如果今天呢，我们的动作受词后面的动作是被动语态，或者是已经完成的动作，我们就要用过去分词，就不一样了。比如说 The groceries were bought and the kitchen is cleaned. It's time to start cooking dinner. 那我们就可以把它变成With the groceries bought and the kitchen cleaned, it's time to start cooking dinner. OK, 所以 pass out 是什么意思？ Pass out 就是失去知觉或你昏倒了。Vomit 就是呕吐。
It says authorities, meaning the government and especially the police, quickly linked the attack to Shinrikyo. So they quickly figured out who did it, who was responsible. It led to a search of their headquarters and the arrest of Asahara and other key members. So it didn't take long for the police to figure out who did it, where they are, and they went to get them. They searched their headquarters. Headquarters is basically like their head office, their main office. If we're talking about a company, the headquarters would be where the top bosses, the CEO, the president of the company, would be there where they work and where all the big decisions and the most important meetings will take place. We also sometimes say HQ, as a short form for headquarters. Armies will have headquarters. Big companies will have headquarters. And you could say maybe for your family, your home is your family's headquarters, right? It's where you all meet to talk about important family business. And then you might go off somewhere to do other things, to work in other places. Headquarters, though, is where the main decisions and the top leaders will be working and meeting. And once they searched the headquarters, I guess they found chemicals and things like that. We have this example sentence. Many computer companies have their headquarters in Silicon Valley, California. Absolutely. Apple, NVIDIA, IBM, people like that.
所以我们看到的片语 link A to B 就是把 A 跟 B 连接在一起哦。那么 headquarters 就是总部，所以我们可以说 the company's headquarters is located in New York City.
Yes, and so he was arrested along with some other people in this religious cult. When you're arrested, that means the police have caught you. They have proof or evidence that you did a crime, and they are going to bring you to jail, and then you will see a judge. And if you lose your case, you will spend a long time in jail. But the first thing they have to do is the police have to find you, stop you, put handcuffs on you, and bring you to a police station or a jail. That is to arrest someone. For example, have police made any arrests over yesterday's bank robbery? Maybe they filmed someone, they know where that person lives, and then they will go and find them and catch them.
所以 arrest 在我们的文章中是名词，当动词当然也是 OK。那我们先讲名词哦。名词的话，被逮捕，你可以说谁是 under arrest。比如说 he is under arrest for questioning in connection with the crime。所以当局他们很快就知道这个是奥姆真理教做的事情，就开始对总部展开搜查，并且逮捕了这个麻原彰晃跟其他的核心成员。
All right, so what happened to Asahara Shoko and some of the leaders of the cult? They were sentenced to death in 2004 and executed in 2018. So they had a court case. The judges decide that they did it. They are responsible for hurting and killing these people. They should not live in jail. They should be killed by the government, and they eventually were killed in 2018. This terrible attack left deep, lasting pain on Japan. Even though the criminals are gone, the pain and the devastation and the effects of what they did on that day are still with us now.
所以 execute 就是处决。那么2004年呢，麻原跟一些人就被判了死刑，而且是在2018年执行了。但是这个恐怖攻击呢，还是给日本留下了很深的痛苦跟阴影。
As we approach its 30th anniversary, the world offers Japan its condolences and hopes such an event never happens again. Absolutely. We're very glad it happened 30 years ago. That's a long time. Nothing like that has happened. I think in the world and certainly in Japan since then. So often when something important happens, even if it's a terrible, sad situation or a sad event, we might have an anniversary. But basically an anniversary is kind of like a birthday, but not of a person, of an event or something like that. You can think of your birthday as your personal anniversary. Every year you celebrate you being born, but you can also celebrate the anniversary of a wedding, right? A wedding anniversary. Maybe you have a company and you're like, oh, next year our company will have been open for 5 years. That's our 5-year anniversary. Or something like that. Kind of like a birthday. It's something that is celebrated and recognized every year. For example, in 2026, Americans will celebrate the 250th anniversary of their country.
所以 anniversary 就是周年纪念的意思。我们比如说10年结婚的周年纪念就是 10th wedding anniversary。比如说 they celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary in Paris。所以呢，我们看到这个名词condolence 它就是吊唁的意思或慰问，不过跟 congratulation 一样，我们常常是写成复数哦。所以随着事件呢即将迎来30周年，全世界就向日本致以慰问，并祈愿这样的事情不要再发生了。所以如果喜欢今天的主题的话，不要忘记按赞订阅我们的 YouTube 频道跟 Facebook page 哦。
All right, we have our chat question. What safety measures could you think of that might help prevent similar attacks?
Well, I think subways could have maybe like stricter bag checks, like to stop, like they can check everyone's bags.
Wow,
well,
that would really slow down getting to work every day.
Or maybe better surveillance, like cameras.
I think they have a lot of them. I mean, I think one of the things that shows that they have good safety measures is this hasn't happened again in 30 years.
Okay.
So, clearly. But you're right. We can always have more police and more guards on trains and stuff
maybe.
like that. That might make people feel safer. I guess another thing is just don't let bad people get nerve weapons or nerve gas.
I know.
Right?
How did I even get it?
That's a really good question.
I'm very curious.
So I think generally it's a pretty safe way to travel, really. The MRT, of course, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people use it every day. There will be incidents, but hopefully we won't see anything like this in the future. Take care of yourselves out there, guys. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And we hope to live a long, peaceful life and avoid situations like this for many, many years into the future. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Nerve. The dentist said that a damaged nerve in the tooth was the reason for the sharp pain. Breathe. Derek couldn't breathe well for quite a while after laughing hard at his friend's jokes. Plastic. We put our water in plastic bottles instead of glass ones because glass bottles are too heavy. Headquarters. Our company's headquarters are in Taipei, but we have offices in many other cities in Taiwan. Arrest. News of the killer's arrest spread quickly, and many people were glad to hear of it. Anniversary. This Saturday marks the 20th anniversary of an important event in the country's history.
智慧小补帖。
Sarin. Sarin. Deadly. Paralyze. Vomit. Execute. Condolence.